Caitlin Clark has been on an absolute tear since the All-Star break, and that dominant stretch is a major reason the Indiana Fever entered this matchup as the hottest team in the league. Facing one of the WNBA's lowest-ranked teams at home, this looked like it should be another comfortable win on paper, but it didn't unfold that way. Clark added another milestone to her resume, becoming the first player in WNBA history to win Rookie of the Month and Player of the Month simultaneously. Perhaps the hype led to a slow start, because both sides opened with sloppy possessions and struggled to score, taking nearly 2 minutes to register the first basket. That bucket came from Kelsey Mitchell, as Clark pushed the ball up the floor, recognized the offense needed a spark, and set up her backcourt partner, who blew past her defender from a standstill and finished smoothly with her left hand. Meanwhile, Dearica Hamby, who some critics unfairly labeled overrated despite being ranked highly by ESPN, showed her skill. She attacked off the dribble, spun into the lane, faked out Alyssa Smith, and finished with finesse even with Aaliyah Boston rotating over to contest. Boston, who had been quiet in recent games, responded immediately on the other end, overpowering her matchup in the paint and scoring with strength. The Sparks countered as rookie Rickea Jackson, the number 4 overall pick, tried to connect with Hamby in the pick and roll, but Smith read the pass perfectly, stole it, and Lexi Hull went coast to coast for the finish. Odyssey Sims, now with the Sparks after starting the season in Dallas, showcased her handle, crossing over Smith twice and banking it in off the glass. Mitchell then delivered one of the moves of the night, stringing together a jab step, a baseline drive, and a slick between-the-legs dribble that left her defender off balance before draining the jumper. She has been the Eastern Conference's top scorer since the restart, and she looked every bit the part. Hamby answered offensively with crafty footwork against Boston, but Clark fired back with a deep step-back three that felt automatic. In full control, Clark pushed the tempo, danced through defenders with a series of crossovers, and got all the way to the rim, only to miss the layup after shaking her defender completely. The Sparks capitalized, as Jackson attacked the rim, absorbed contact from Hull, and converted the and-one. Sims followed with another tough drive, finishing through contact to give Los Angeles the lead. Even without Cameron Brink, the Sparks' interior defense couldn't fully contain Boston, who continued to battle for position and score inside. Clark contributed everywhere, grabbing rebounds, initiating the break, and using hesitation moves to create easier looks near the basket. Mitchell added a 4-point play off a pin-down screen after being fouled on a made three. Still, defensive lapses hurt Indiana, as Clark was late closing out on a corner three from Ari McDonald and later gambled for a steal that left another shooter wide open. It was a reminder that if you give points away on defense, you have to make up for them on offense. And this game was far from the easy win many expected. Trying to claw some points back on offense, we finally see Caitlin Clark operate in the mid-range, an area she doesn't visit often. She attacks off the dribble, rises into a one-legged step-back fadeaway, and knocks down the jumper. We all know she has the floater and runner in her arsenal, but if she adds that consistent mid-range pull-up, she could lead the league in scoring sooner rather than later. The first quarter closes with the Indiana Fever up 23-19, yet it's far from convincing. Yes, they hit shots and held the edge, but 7 turnovers in the opening period tell the real story. Instead of moving the ball like they have since the All-Star break, they relied heavily on individual brilliance, slowing the tempo and playing right into the Los Angeles Sparks' preferred style. The second quarter opens with sharp ball movement from Los Angeles. Dearica Hamby draws trouble in the post, kicks it out to Kia Nurse, who pump fakes Clark out of position, keeps moving, and receives a slick return pass for the finish. Clark gets Indiana started in the quarter by going 2 for 2 at the line and later orchestrates a textbook pick and roll, slipping a bounce pass to Damiris Dantas for a strong take inside. But defensive lapses creep back in. Nurse relocates beyond the arc after a lazy closeout and buries the triple to cut it to 1. Clark runs the two-player game again, misses a floater, grabs her own rebound, and Mitchell threads a no-look dime to Alyssa Smith for 2. Nurse stays aggressive, scoring in double figures first after shaking free along the baseline. Indiana's carelessness continues as blitzes on Clark force rush decisions, leading to their 10th turnover and a coast-to-coast finish from Hamby. The Sparks seize the lead, and instead of tightening up, the Fever commit another costly giveaway. Ray Burrell drills a catch-and-shoot three to push the margin to 5. Mitchell answers with a high-arcing triple off a pin-down, but Azura Stevens responds immediately with a pick-and-pop bomb from the top of the key. Los Angeles's defensive scheme is simple. Trap Clark, force the ball out of her hands, and rotate. Clark reads it well, firing a laser to Aaliyah Boston deep in the paint for an easy layup, yet Stevens strikes again from deep, punishing repeated breakdowns. When shots aren't falling for Clark and Mitchell, Indiana leans into Boston's strength inside. She muscles past Stevens for easy finishes, stacking points in the paint and keeping the game within reach. Meanwhile, the Sparks' bench production surges. Over half their points come from reserves, with Burrell and Nurse continuing to score efficiently. Finally, under 2 minutes in the half, Indiana executes the Boston backdoor cut to perfection. Still, Rick Jackson capitalizes on mismatches, scoring over Erica Wheeler in the post. On the final possession, Clark draws another blitz, forces a switch, and feeds Boston rolling to the rim for her 14th point of the half. Clark's gravity may not show in the box score, but it creates single coverage for Boston, who dominates inside. At halftime, few expected Los Angeles to lead, but their game plan clearly rattled Indiana. The third quarter begins with more chaos. Clark's transition pass is tipped away, leading to an off-balance finish from Odyssey Sims. Indiana answers as Boston hands off to Mitchell for a strong left-handed drive. With Boston thriving, Smith joins the scoring party, using a jab step to wrong-foot Hamby and power to the rim. Yet Stevens stays hot, drilling her third three-pointer and proving the Sparks can win from the perimeter as well. Clark fights through tight coverage to find Boston at the foul line. She misses but secures her own board and scores. Los Angeles, however, continues attacking downhill aggressively, refusing to let Indiana settle into any rhythm. Dearica Hamby attacks again, getting inside position on Melissa Smith and finishing at the rim. She looks for the foul call but doesn't get it. On the other end, Caitlin Clark reads the blitz early this time and quickly swings the ball away. Aaliyah Boston has room to drive left but misses the layup. Fortunately, the loose ball falls to Kelsey Mitchell, who scores through traffic to tie the game at 55. It's been a frustrating night for Clark. Los Angeles has consistently forced the ball out of her hands, limiting her rhythm. She sits at just 9 points late in the third, but that's when she flips the switch. Clark pulls up from deep in transition and buries a three to reclaim the lead. Moments later, she anticipates a pass before it's even thrown, jumps the lane for the steal, and races the other way for an easy finish. Just like that, 5 quick points shift the energy in the building. Clark keeps attacking, isolating against Kia Nurse, driving right, hanging in the air, and finishing off the glass. 7 straight points from Clark revive the Indiana Fever, though defensive lapses remain. Leaving Azura Stevens matched against Clark in the post is a size mismatch the Los Angeles Sparks gladly exploit. Then comes a highlight sequence. After Boston secures an offensive rebound, Clark fakes Sims out beyond the arc, blows past Stevens, and whips a behind-the-back pass to Boston, who finds Erica Wheeler for the finish. Nurse answers with a corner three, but Clark responds immediately with a step-back triple over Rick Jackson, pushing her total to 19 as the third quarter closes with Indiana up 4. The fourth begins with more drama. Ray Burrell knocks down a catch-and-shoot three to cut it to 1. Clark draws a double team and finds Boston, who spins beautifully away from help defense for 2. Then Clark delivers again, attacking off the dribble, stepping back to her left, and draining her 5th three of the night. Mitchell pokes the ball free, Clark collects it in transition, and rewards Boston with a slick behind-the-back assist for an and one that stretches the lead to 8. With that dime, Clark joins Breanna Stewart as the only players in league history to record at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in a game 12 or more times in a season. A remarkable milestone she may soon surpass. Still, the Sparks refuse to fold. Odyssey Sims pushes the pace, Burrell banks in a long three, and Stevens blocks a late attempt to keep it close. Mitchell hits a clutch pull-up jumper, but Hamby answers with consecutive and-ones to trim the margin to a single possession. Defensive breakdowns allow Sims an easy bucket, Yet Boston calmly hits 2 free throws to steady Indiana. Smith delivers a huge block on Hamby in the pick and roll, igniting the crowd, but Clark briefly loses focus and gets stripped by Sims, leading to another and one that tightens the score to 87-84 with under 2 minutes remaining. In crunch time, Boston misses a free throw that could extend the lead, and Nurse's potential game-tying 3 rims out. Mitchell then misses, but Lexi Hull secures a massive offensive rebound and sinks both free throws to put Indiana up 5 with under a minute left. On the next possession, Clark anticipates the Sparks' go-to-pocket pass, jumps the lane for a critical steal, and seals the outcome by feeding Boston for the dagger layup. Boston finishes with 24 points and 14 rebounds, dominating inside all night. There's one final moment of history. With 12 seconds left, Nurse misses a 3, and Clark grabs her 10th rebound, securing the second triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history, both belonging to her. Clark closes with 24 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, and 5 three-pointers, openly joking afterward about chasing that last board. While Clark's second-half surge was decisive, Boston's interior dominance kept Indiana afloat when offense was scarce. Credit to Los Angeles for battling to the end, but the Fever moved forward above .500 playoff bound and gaining momentum at just the right time.